Hey guys, Neo Prepper here. It's hard to believe it's already been over 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks I think it is, since my last update on my garden here. And there's Daisy the cow eating grass. And then we have a special visitor today. We have our gopher tortoise, which Daisy found and flipped over immediately. And it lives in the back 40. This is another reason in Florida that it's nice to have either a raised garden or these containers, because these guys will eat your stuff, man. Okay, this is the better bush again, and you can tell I've got just a ridiculous amount of tomatoes going here. There's probably 20 or so that I can count. All right, and a couple of them down there that look like they're trying to get ripe, only here's the problem, and I don't understand this. The bottoms of them are gone, like something has attacked them or whatever. Even this one back here, right? Two of them in there doing the exact same thing, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's a bug or what. I don't see any bugs on it. I mean, there's a few things that have eaten a little bit of the leaf, but nothing special. This is the beefsteak, and it has gotten really big. It's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 tomatoes on it right now, and a whole bunch more that'll come on here shortly. Blooms and blooms and blooms. This is the heirloom, and it has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tomatoes on it, and 2 that are getting close to being ripe, and I can't wait. I have no idea what they're going to taste like, but they're probably going to be delicious. Then we've got my plum tomato here with the basil still down here at the bottom. I've cut that a couple times now. It's done okay. But I've got a lot of plum tomatoes, as you can see. And there's probably 20 or so on this plant. And this other plum tomato probably has closer to 30. Just a whole bunch of them, and still more blooms to go. So everything's doing pretty good. I am finding that I have to fill these buckets every 2 days now because it's hot, and they just are empty at 2 days. So, and if I go 3 days, they'll start to wilt. So I'm thinking about making a self-waterer for these guys, and it's actually pretty easy. And add a whole bunch more buckets to it, because it'll run as many buckets as I want. So I'm thinking add another 10 or 15 containers maybe. Anyway, I'll show you that when I decide to actually do it. I have to get a float valve first. So I'm assuming the best place for that is probably a feed store or a livestock, right? I've already been to Home Depot and Lowe's. They don't carry them unless you want to use like a toilet float. But the float valves are actually for livestock containers, for the watering troughs, or garden ponds. And I can't find anything for garden ponds, so I'm gonna have to hit a feed store and get that. But I'll show you what it does. It's pretty neat. It's the float valve runs in its own container, which would be, over here somewhere, and you have a garden hose hooked to it constantly. And ow, man, deer flies. Come on. And biting. Come on. Okay, we'll try this again. Garden hose coming into a container here that has a float valve that maintains the same water level in the buckets, right? And so with a siphon going to each one of these buckets, like so, right? And as each bucket needs more water, it just pulls a little more through that siphon. As the container starts to drop, the float valve drops. And sorry, man, I got flies bugging the crap out of me, man. And but as the float valve drops, it'll open up, refill it, so we have constant water in the buckets, and I don't have to think about it anymore. I think it'll be a pretty cool idea. Sorry about the shaky camera, but deer flies hurt. Okay, now these are my Brussels sprouts, and right there is a jalapeno plant. I'm thinking this was a bad idea because these guys are really overgrowing. And these are my pepper plants. I don't think they've changed a whole lot since I showed them to you. The peppers have gotten a little bit bigger, and there's a whole bunch of them coming on. I did put stakes in them because these guys get tall enough they start to fall over. I think that's because of the potting soil. It really isn't as dense as regular soil, so it's real easy for them to fall sideways. So I put the stakes in there. That and my stupid dog kept trying to lick any condensation or rainwater out of here, and he'd shove his head through there and push the plants over. So I had to change that. And there's the old man sleeping. And then I planted some more basil and oregano here. I had them out in the sun. It says they're full sun, but I got to tell you, evidently Florida sun just scorches them, because you can see they're brown over here and some burn on basil over there. So I've moved them back underneath the roof here where it gets some sun during the day, but mostly it's going to get just reflected sun. So they were doing a lot better there than they were out in the yard where they were getting full sun. So that's my update, and I'll let you know by the time I do this again. It'll probably be me eating those heirloom tomatoes that are just about ripe. Anyway, hope you